All right, aloha gang. I'm trying it again. I think I figured out the problem. I was monitoring my YouTube channel on another browser, and so far I haven't heard any of the same issues. So I think that other browser was playing back my feed live, and I was just hearing that. So I shut that browser down, and welcome back to Cutty Edits episode CTV59, Puppy Love, and we're on session 2. In the last session, we edited the opening to the show, which I won't bore you with right now. We edited the first of 3 short vegetarian cooking segments, where we're cooking food for the dogs and for the humans. So it was a really fun segment, and it was a fun edit too, and I'm glad you guys joined me, and thanks for doing so. Right here, you're looking at the overall timeline of this project, and right now I'm up to about 22 minutes. I still have a music video to add to this and a couple of other segments, so we still have some programming. We hand in a 27 minute 55 second show, and then the network adds their commercials to it, and it turns into a 30-minute show. We have our commercials, and they have theirs. So this segment is a segment featuring our friend Bibi from the Hawaii Island Humane Society, and some students who are part of the Junior Pal program. And without further ado, I'm just going to drill down deeper into this icon right here, which is in my main master timeline. And I've been referring to the word audio over the last couple of sessions here, and I want to change that to the word dialogue. I think the most important thing here when you're editing a video together, especially our show is not really scripted. There's a lot of interviewing, there's a lot of chat back and forth. There is some outlines. When we do cooking segments, there's some scripting, but it's very difficult when you're working in a live cooking type situation like that, and when you have lots of people, including students and whatnot. So, we have to cut it up, basically. That's what we're doing. We're cutting it up with Cutty. Hey! So, this is the segment. I'm going to have a look at it. I've already done some editing. I've cut a lot of the dialogue together, and what I mean by dialogue is this base layer right down here. See if I can make that a little bigger for you. This base layer right down here has been cut together so that the dialogue makes sense. It tells a story. Now, the video is a different story. We're cutting out words, phrases, sentences. Like, I don't know how long this is. This is 8 minutes long. We probably shot 30 minutes of footage. So it's got to come from somewhere. If you only have a 30-minute show, it's got to come from somewhere. Anyway, here we go.
This is Bibi Acker, Community Outreach Director for the Hawaii Island Humane Society. Many of Bibi's outreach programs target our youth, like her Junior Pal program, where kids become certified in basic animal care, behavior, and obedience.
Hi guys, welcome to this year's Junior Pals. Hi. It's so nice for you guys to be here, and we have animals that are really going to love your company. What you guys are going to get to learn is fun, be safe with animals you don't know, animals you do know, proper way to greet a dog, give treats, gonna give you a tour of the shelter, all the time staying safe and having fun. The pets here love to hear you talk, so you're gonna get to read to them sometimes too. You're gonna learn how to teach them to sit, stay, walk kindly on a leash, so when they're ready to get adopted, they've been trained to walk nicely on a leash, and you guys help do it. So
These dogs are so cute. Bibi, call me. Call me if you're watching this. I want to talk to you about fostering.
The adoption that you've interacted with the pet, you had something to do with that pet getting a home. Doesn't that sound cool? Yeah. So we're at the Humane Society. Humane means to be kind. So everything that we do when we're at the Humane Society and try and incorporate it in your life, your daily life, is start with kindness.
So as you can see, I've done a lot of covering, what I call covering on this already. You can see that these second layers right here above what I call the dialogue layer. These are the cover shots that are covering all these cuts in the video. again, I don't like jump cuts. You want to cover them when when viewers are finished watching them. You want it to seem as if you're speaking fluently, just right off the top of your head, which nobody ever does. But this is part of editing, and this is part of making good television.
Your daily life is start with.
And the other thing, you definitely want to try and coordinate the dialogue with the video that you're watching as much as possible. And you'll see what I mean by that when you hear about reading to a dog. You might see a scene of someone reading to a dog, so on and so forth.
Kindness. Do everything with kindness. You give out kindness, kindness comes back, and it'll be fun. You guys ready to go? Yeah. All right. Yeah. Okay, guys, the first stop we have are our pocket pets. Guinea pigs, bunny rabbits, sometimes we've got mice, sometimes we have rats. And you can pet them, you can hold them. If I'm not here, make sure you ask the front desk, are they hand-friendly? Can I pick them up? And this is probably at the front desk. If someone from the public asks you a question and you don't know the answer, send them to the front desk. This is our volunteer communication board. You can write down any...
So pretty good. You see I have 1, 2, 3 B-roll clips here that I'm covering 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 jump cuts with, right?
This is our volunteer communication board. You can write down any notes that you feel should be shared with other volunteers. We also have a bath list, who's really stinky and needs a bath. And this is our adoptables that are able to go for a walk. All new volunteers start as the green V. That means they're dogs that we've deemed the easiest walkers. So this is Volunteer Cove. It's the first stop when you come in to volunteer. You sign in, get your apron, grab some poop bags, put some treats in your pocket, and head on your way. So this is Cat Adoptable, our kittens and our adult.
And so right now we're getting a general overview of the Humane Society, and at the same time we're telling a little story about the program as well. Oh, sorry about that. I see some of this B-roll. You don't need audio from most of your B-roll, so try and get rid of it.
We have Condo A and Condo B, and you guys are able to go right inside and sit down and play, or you can.
All right, a little bit of a miss edit there. Had a little open, this little open space here.
Okay. Or you can take one of the kitties out of the silver kennels over into the play area, and I will train you on how to do that and properly hold a kitty so they can't get loose.
Another little, just kind of butting these all up next to each other here.
And so they relax, especially if a dog barks. This is Adoption Row for Dogs.
Okay, and so there's another little cute scene. I'm going to shorten it. So there's a transition here. Now we're going into the adoption row for dogs. So this right here, as you can see, there's no B-roll. I'll make this smaller for you. There's no B-roll covering any of this now. So now is when the hard work starts, finding all the great clips that we need to cover BB's dialogue, basically.
Or you can take for a walk. They can't get loose. And so they relax, especially if a dog barks.
Okay, good.
This is...
Okay, and I just got a little audio. I want to tighten this up a little bit here. See, there's some dead space in the audio here.
Hold a kitty so they can't get loose. And so they relax, especially if a dog barks. This is Adoption Row for Dogs. This is where all the fun happens. This is where dogs are. You can...
Okay, adoption row for dogs. So by that time now, it's time to get into the doggy video. I mean, there's so much good video here, and I can't use it all, and so just got to shorten these clips up as much as possible. And now I'm looking for the B-roll for these clips. And I don't think I made a bin for this, so I'm just going to have to go to the all video here and kind of just search around for them. There's a ton of video in this bin. So maybe I will make an event folder here. So I'll make a new event. And then we'll put doggy B-roll here to call this folder. well, they're calling them events, but it really is a folder. So anyway, so the doggy B-roll folder. Now I go back to all my video, and again, I'm searching for all the great B-roll that we've got from this shoot. I think we're getting close here. Oh, I thought that was a doggy. Okay, so here we go. All right, so here we have, now we're starting to get in. Lower the volume on this a little bit. Now we're starting to get into our doggy B-roll here. And now I'm looking for a good shot of what she called.
This is where dogs are. You can take for a walk. This is Adoption Row for dogs.
Adoption Row. So I'm looking for a good video that tells the story of Adoption Row. And here's one right here. This is a great shot. This is a great shot of Abraham shooting a dog, getting his leash put on, perhaps getting ready to get adopted. He looks pretty excited. So I think this would be a good clip to put in there. So his tail's wagging. So yeah, let's start with that one.
You can take for a walk. Every pet has a kennel.
All right, so she says this is Adoption Row for dogs. So
this is Adoption Row for dogs.
So that's about where I'm going to start it right there. So I'll move these other clips. Move these other clips in here, kind of just add them into the mix. And then this one I don't think we're going to use, even though it's a nice, oops, this one right here, even though it's a nice shot. All right.
This is Adoption Row for dogs. This is where all the fun happens. This is where dogs are. You can take for a walk.
Okay, so this is a good clip right here. So to put in here. So we'll do this. Let's see how much I can get out of this clip. She's putting his leash on. So I can cover this jump cut down here. I don't know if you can see that, but I can cover it down here. Boom, like that. All right, let's see. Here we go. And if you have something to say, chime in on this chat box here. I'd love to see your comments, guys. Also, send a link. Get some more people on here. If you're a teacher, if you're a video instructor, and you've got some students who want to see how it works in the real world scenario, send them a link. Get them online. Get them listening here. I'm only on for an hour today, but they'll learn a lot. I'm not a tutorial. I'm not showing you how to do things oftentimes. I'm just showing you what can be done. And then it's up to you to go ahead and figure out technically, how to trim a clip or how to blade a clip or use a range tool. When I can, I'll throw it in there. But otherwise, once you understand what can be done, figuring out how to do it is a lot easier. All right, here we go. Back again.
Adoption Row for dogs. This is where all the fun happens. This is where dogs are. You can take for a walk. Every pet has a kennel card.
All right, and I could even put another clip in there. Let's see. Oh yeah, we got some cute clips. Puppies and kids, come on, guys. Can't beat it. Can't beat that for the viewing audience. All right, so all right, this is the dogs eating the delicious food we cooked up for them. All right, so I'm just gonna stick with that one clip because I think that's the best representative, and then we'll move on. We'll move on to the next cover.
This is Adoption Row for dogs. This is where all the fun happens. This is where dogs are. You can take for a walk. Every pet has a kennel card, and this is all the information that we have on the pet. Shows the date they arrived.
Okay, so that's looking for, now I'm looking for a kennel card clip. Which I know we shot. We've got it all. It's in here somewhere. Just got to find it. And I want to say I shot that on a different camera, that particular one. So I'm going to... Actually, as I mentioned before, I'm going to start dropping clips into my event folder. This is part of it, folks. It takes time. It takes a lot of time. These are clips from other episodes that we're using in this show at one place or another. So I have to look through all these clips in a very small window. I'm not used to this small of a window either. So, scrolling more, scrolling more. These are all cooking clips. All right, here's some more. All right, so here's some B-roll. These are GoPro. I can tell by the coding on it, the number on it, what type of footage it is. So this is GoPro footage, and it's all B-roll footage, doggies and cats. So I'm gonna grab all this, and I just grab the last one, and then I'm going to use my Shift key and click on the first one as well. And now I'm going to drag this into the event, to the folder I created, Doggy B-roll. Okay, good. So now we got some of that video in there, some of the GoPro video in there. Well, let's see if we can find another camera video here. All right, here we go. Here's some more. Right, starting right in here. That's a nice little clip we're going to use for our music video. But here's some more. This is SSM. This is a different camera. I can tell just by the code. And this is going to go all the way up to clip number 0, probably. There's a lot of clips in here, man. And that would be right here. So Shift, and then that grabs all those clips, bring them into the Doggy B-roll folder. All right, and then I have one more camera that I shot video with, and that, I believe, is an MVI code. So I'm going to do a little MVI search for all the MVI footage, and that'll save me a little bit of time in finding what I'm looking for here. And here's the MVI footage that we shot. So, got all that. Oh, it starts right here and goes. And there's what I was looking for in the first place. So all this effort to find this one darn clip. But that's part of it, folks. You'll hear me say that a lot, I think. Okay, and just getting all of this MVI footage here. And that goes to here. This was the very first clip. So again, Shift, Click first, click last. Click first, shift, click last. Grab them all. Drag them into the B-roll folder. 143 clips there. All right, so now I've got all of my... Oh, it's taking a minute. There it goes. Now I've got all of my doggy B-roll, and if this folder were a little bigger, you know, I could see this all at once. I wish there was a way to get rid of this window, this inspector's window, because I don't use it all the time, but I just don't see a way to expand any of these right now, unfortunately. Okay, so let me go find that clip I was looking for. I know it's an MVI, so I'm searching in my MVI clips. That's not it. That's not it. There it is, right there. That's the one. Okay. So drag that out. All that for one clip. Oh my goodness.
All the fun happens. This is where dogs are you can take for a walk. Every pet has a kennel card, and this is all the information that we have on the pet. Shows the date they arrived, how they arrived, male, female, how old they are, whether they're adoptable, and it also shows the veterinary care that they've had since they've been here.
Okay, so that's important information. I'm going to shorten it right after that, but also you can see these little spaces right down in here. These are dead spaces. Because I have B-roll to cover it, I'm probably going to try and cut some of this dead space out. So what I'm doing is using my blade tool and my arrow tool here and control button to grab these 3 clips that I don't want and just delete them out, and then it collapses into itself.
That we have on the pet shows the date they arrived, how they arrived, male, female, how old they are, whether they're adopted.
Okay, good. So see how much, you know, how much more quickly she's, you know, we're getting through this, at least from a dialogue and an audio standpoint here. And so now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 jump cuts to cover, but I think this clip will cover them all. And we'll see how. We're not going to make this clip this long. We just want it just long enough to cover the jump cuts necessary. I mean, this clip isn't showing that much, so, but it's helping to tell the story. Here we go.
And this is all the information that we have on the pet. Shows the date they arrived, how they arrived, male, female, how old they are, whether they're adoptable, and it also shows the veterinary care that they've had since they've been here. So the first time you're meeting a dog, you don't know what level of manners the dog has. I don't want you to put your fingers...
All right, so I'm just going to trim this up so she gets to it a little bit more quickly at the end of her last sentence.
They've been here. So the first time you're meeting a dog, you don't know what level of manners the dog has. I don't want you to put your fingers through. You're going to break a little piece off and kind of toss it under and see how the dog takes it.
Okay, so now she's talking about feeding the dog a treat. So it's not explained here, so I'm going to use a graphic to perhaps to help explain it and find some good B-roll video.
They've had since they've been here. So the first time you're meeting a dog, you don't know what level of manners the dog has. I don't want you to put your fingers through. You're going to break a little piece off and kind of toss it under.
All right, so I'm looking for a kid here. I'm looking for a scene of a kid breaking a piece off and tossing it under if we have one. So just a little something like that, perhaps. Okay, so I'll just grab that, bring it down here. I still have this to cover.
They've been here. So the first time you're meeting a dog, you don't...
So now I need a shot of a kid meeting a dog, basically. Let's see what we got. Might even have a better scene. Let's see. Go back here. I'm going to make this smaller. have a shot of a kid feeding a treat to a dog outside. But she's talking about inside. So here we are. Here we go. Back to our search. Got this shot of Donica here.
Dog, you don't know what level of manners the dog has. I don't want you to put your fingers through. You're gonna break a little piece off and kind of toss it under.
All right, so her fingers are through, but I think we can make it look like they're not in there for very long here. Until I find a better clip, I'm going to use this one.
Toss it under and see how the dog takes it. Are they really excited to grab it and they might accidentally get your fingers too? Keep tossing it under. If they sit or they take it really nicely, it's probably okay to put your fingers through to give them a treat. And we can show you how to do that.
Okay, and so that part, of course, she's talking to one of our producers, so we're going to cut that part out.
Through, you're gonna break a little piece off and kind of toss it under and see how the dog takes it. Are they really excited to grab it and they might accidentally get your fingers too?
Okay, now let's see if we have any more B-roll that might look good on top of that particular dialogue. So many cute shots here, I mean. If you don't adopt a dog after you watch this episode, something's wrong with you. I don't know. That's just my opinion. But okay, I don't see too much in the GoPro here. This is a shot of a little treat being thrown under the... See that? So that's not a bad shot. I could probably add that one in there. Okay, so I think I'll do that.
Fingers through, gonna break a little piece off and kind of toss it.
All right, so now it's gonna make a little more sense, and then we can use Donica's clip.
Dog has. I don't want you to put your fingers through. You're gonna break a little piece off and kind of toss it under and see how the dog takes it. Are they really excited to grab it and they might accidentally get your fingers too? Keep tossing it under. If dog takes it. Are they really excited to grab it and they might accidentally get your fingers too? Keep tossing it under. If they sit or they take it really nicely, it's probably okay to put your fingers through to give them a treat. Okay,
so let's see if we have a clip of a dog sitting or being nice and taking a treat. I think we have one or two of those too. These are homemade treats, by the way. Some dogs didn't love them and some dogs did. Darn, I wish this window was bigger. Alright, there's another little... So, Abraham's obviously got that shot on his camera too. So I'm going to see if I can find it on his camera, which has the SSM designations here. Okay, so this helps to tell the story, this clip here. So I'm just bringing down clips here in over BB's dialogue that help to tell the story. But now I just need one good boy who's just going to take a treat out of someone's hand. That's that would be the sort of the last clip in this segment here. I thought I saw a shot earlier here.
Good job.
Let's see. Boom. That's it right there. And that's a nice shot, too. That's a nice outside shot. So bring that down. All right, now let's see if I can help put this story together, this little dialogue together now, so that we cover our jump cuts and it sounds good and looks good, too.
They've been here. So the first time you're meeting a dog, you don't know what level of manners the dog has. I don't want you to put your fingers through. You're going to break a little piece off and kind of toss it under and see how the dog takes it. Are they really excited to grab it and they might accidentally get your fingers too? Keep tossing it under.
Okay, well, so she says keep tossing it under. I'm going to just move this clip back to match up.
Really excited to grab it and they might accidentally get your fingers too? Keep tossing it under. If they sit or they take it really nicely, it's probably okay to put your fingers through to give them a treat. So we don't just have dogs and cats. We've got turtles. If you're looking for something special, go on our wish list. We will.
Okay, this one doesn't really match because she's talking. Let's see. I'm getting a little warning here from YouTube about YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain a smooth streaming. As such, viewers receiving enough video to maintain close smooth streaming as such. Okay. Are you guys seeing this? Is this thing coming through? Shoot me a note if you can. Everything looks pretty good to me, but anyway, this scene, providing you can see the stream, this scene right here doesn't really match because she's talking about the cages.
We don't just have dogs and cats.
So I'm just gonna do enough to cover this cut. I'm going to use this scene, but I'm going to use it somewhere else. All right.
Put your fingers through. You're going to break a little piece off and kind of toss it under and see how the dog takes it. Are they really excited to grab it and they might accidentally get your fingers too? Keep tossing it under. If they sit or they take it really nicely, it's probably okay to put your fingers through to give them a treat. So we don't just have dogs and cats. We've got ducks. Sometimes we do have farm animals as well. Turtles. If you're looking for something special, go on our wish list.
Okay, so ducks. She talks about ducks. I'm pretty sure we shot some ducks here. So that's going to be an MVI camera, I know. And gosh, I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure I have ducks here somewhere. See what I can find. All right, there we go. It was hard to shoot these ducks. I didn't want to get too close. So that's a good enough shot. Right in here. I'll grab that. And then I didn't get a shot of any turtles, so we did get it. We had that guinea pig shot, so I can go find that guinea pig shot right here. It's kind of a cute one. So she's talking about other animals, that's why.
We've got ducks. Sometimes we do have farm animals as well. Don't just have dogs and cats. We've got ducks. Sometimes.
Okay, and again, there's some breath there, some breaths in between. I'm gonna shorten up because I can cover it.
have dogs and cats, we've got.
All right. So now I can just cover that up.
Don't just have dogs and cats. We've got ducks. Just
All right. Cats. I didn't let that go quite long enough.
cats. We've got ducks. Sometimes we do have farm animals as well.
All right, and I can cut out.
Sometimes
I can cut out a lot of this fat right here. I know it doesn't look like much. It's a quarter second here and a quarter second there, and you know, sometimes it's less than that even.
Sometimes we do have farm animals as well. Turtles. If you're looking for something special, go on our wish list. We will call it.
She says turtles, but I don't have a shot of turtles. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut that whole part of the dialogue out and cover it.
Have farm animals as well. Turtles.
So as well will be the last part of that.
Animals as well. Animals as well. Turtles. If you're looking for something special, go on our wish list.
Okay, so obviously they have a website with a wish list, and I'll probably later on I'll go take a screenshot of that part of the website and cover this edit with it.
If you're looking for something special, go on our wish list. We will call you if we get it in.
All right, so you can go there and leave a wish list, which is super cool.
We will call you if we get it in.
Good.
Okay, so trimming that down, getting right to the next line. And so let's see what we've got so far, what we've added. We left off, make this a little smaller here. So we left off with this B-roll of the kittens, and then we started covering with B-roll right here. So
this is where all the fun happens.
So we'll start it right here.
And I will train you on how to do that and properly hold a kitty so they can't get loose and so they relax, especially if a dog barks. This is Adoption Row for dogs. This is where all the fun happens. This is where dogs are you can take for a walk. Every pet has a kennel card, and this.
Now the other thing that you could do that would be really cool would be to, I see Abraham shooting that on his camera. So I go back down to the SSM down here on his camera. Maybe I can find that scene that he shot from his standpoint and edit the two shots together. And there it is right there. So look how happy that dog looks. Oh, BB, you guys are wonderful. All of you people who rescue dogs are amazing. So let's see if I can combine these two clips. It kind of looks cool. It gives it a, having a two camera angles sort of gives it a more of a high-end feel.
Where all the fun happens. The date they arrived, how they arrived, mail.
So I don't know exactly where that's gonna cut together, but we'll do the best we can with it.
Where all the fun happens. This is where dogs are you can take for a walk. Every pet has a kennel.
Okay, so you see how that works? Now I've got two angles of that same shot, and kind of cool, huh?
Hold a kitty so they can't get loose, and so they relax, especially if a dog barks. This is Adoption Row for dogs. This is where all the fun happens. This is where dogs are you can take for a walk. Every pet has a kennel card, and this is all the information that we have on the pet. Shows the date they arrived, how they arrived, male, female, how old they are, whether they're adoptable, and it also shows the veterinary care that they've had since they've been here. So the first time you're meeting a dog, you don't know what level of manners the dog has.
So again, that's where
been here.
That's a shot I have to cover. I'm gonna come back to it.
Been here. So the first time you're meeting a dog, you don't know what level of manners the dog has. I don't want you to put your fingers through. You're gonna break a little piece off and kind of toss it under and see how the dog takes it. Are they really excited to grab it and they might accidentally get your fingers too? Keep tossing it under. If they sit or they take it really nicely, it's probably okay to put your fingers through to give them a treat. So we don't just have dogs and cats. We've got...
Okay, and I'm just going to tighten this up again. I want her to get right into the next line. No time for silence here on network television.
Really nicely, it's probably okay to put your fingers through to give them a treat. So we don't just have dogs and cats. We've got ducks. Sometimes we do have farm animals as well. If you're looking for something special, go on our wish list. We will call you if we get it in.
So sometimes I'll put a little spacer in here to remind me to come back and put that in there. So what you can do is you can go here and do an insert generator, and it would be a placeholder. And I'm gonna lift it up off the timeline here, but I'm gonna put a placeholder here. And this is just a reminder that I have to cover these clips, and I can make a note in the placeholder, you know, of what I want to cover these clips with. Where do I make that note? That's a good question. Right here. So I'm just going to write in website page screenshot. Excuse me. So now I'll know what that's going to be for, that cover. There's all kinds of things. Sorry about that, guys. There's all kinds of things that you can use to make placeholders, but this is just the one that I use. Also, this gives you a lot of options. Like if you have a specific scene in mind, you can actually create the scene. Is it a long, a medium, a close-up? You know, it only does people. It doesn't do, unfortunately, it doesn't do animals. So, and that's okay. But good enough for now, because all I have to do is click on it. I look up in the info category here and see website page screenshot. So that's just to remind me.
We'll call you if we get it in. This is our bathing station.
Okay, I'm going to get rid of this because I didn't need it. Now we've got the bathing station shot. Oh boy, did we have fun giving these baths to these puppies. I mean, come on. How much more fun can you have than giving a bath to a puppy? It's unbelievable. Anyway.
Smaller breeds you can do in the tub. Larger breeds, just tie their leash to this post on the concrete and use the hose, but take the sprayer off. Don't spray the dog. They may not like it. Most of our dogs do enjoy getting a bath.
Okay, so just going to tighten the audio up on this. And I might not use some of this. I'm not sure if I have a shot of the pole she's talking about, and if I don't, whoop, out it's going to come. Going to go for about another 15 minutes here, folks. So after that, we're going to call it a day, but I hope you're enjoying yourselves.
Your breeds, just tie their leash to this post on the concrete and use the hose, but take the sprayer off.
So I'm listening to the story so that I can go back and find the B-roll that I'm going to need to cover this with.
Don't spray the dog. They may not like it. Most of our this post on the concrete and use the hose, but take the sprayer off. Don't spray the dog. They may not like it. Most of our dogs do enjoy getting a bath. Some of them may have been out stray for a while and they're really stinky, and it just makes them feel better. And they just love the connection too with the human, touching them, making them feel good, making them smell good. It's a really good time too to cuddle and hold puppies after. You know, wrap them up in a nice warm towel and coo and coddle them.
No, that's great, because that's a great line, and we're going to use it because I got all this B-roll. This was one of the most fun parts of the day here, so.
Coo and coddle them.
Puppy warm towel.
So I'm going to leave it in, and so you heard, I don't know if you can hear me in the background right here, but you hear me say puppy warm towel.
Coo and coddle them.
Puppy warm towel.
Okay, so that's me saying puppy warm towel. I'm giving notes to one of our producers for what B-roll that we want to go ahead and shoot after this interview is over. I'm sort of trying to pay attention to some of the things she's talking about so we can specifically, specifically go and shoot that B-roll. But we don't need that in the dialogue here, so that's coming out.
Coo and coddle them.
And I've got a great shot of BB doing that too.
Coo and coddle them. If you're using a hook leash or hook collar, it's the best way to measure if you have it on properly is if you can fit 2 fingers.
Okay, so that's a whole new scene. So now I'm going to start covering this scene, and this will probably be the last one that I do here.
Smaller breeds you can do in the tub. Larger breeds just.
So now I'm looking for B-roll. Again, I've got three cameras I shot B-roll with on this one part. Oh boy, did we have fun. So I'm just going to start laying B-roll down. I mean, are you kidding me? How cute is that? How cute is that? So there's so much good footage here that I'm just going to lay some down in here and I'll figure out what to do with it and where to put it afterwards. But I like the beginning and I like the end. This is a nice shot. It shows the dogs a little more close up. And this is just one angle. So I only have these. I have less jump cuts to cover, but she's got great dialogue here, and I've got the footage to go along with it. So I'm looking for a big dog. I don't see a big dog getting a bath yet here. So that's all the footage. Well, come on, look at that. Oh my. All right, so that's my SSM footage. Now I'm going to go to my GoPro footage or my MVI footage here. This is another camera. See what we've got. And, you know, we have this twice, you know, but it's, you know, I was shooting this kind of as supplemental footage. I just had my camera in my hand, and I often do that. But our main cameraman, you know, did a much better job on his exposure and his focus and his, as you can see, this is his shot, and this is mine.
Yeah. How did you shit?
Just looking for supplemental shots that okay, this one I like when she talks about you can put the puppies in the bathtub. So lay that down here somewhere. And I think that's all I've got. This will be a good transitional shot. And I like this one right here. I'm going to bring that one down. Bring this one down. All right, so I think that lays all the B-roll down in here. And I've got about 8 minutes left here, it looks like, or so. And I'll try and that's going to be the finishing shot right there. Because it's such a beautiful shot of BB getting a nice thank you kiss from this little puppy for the great bath that she just got. Meaning the puppy, not BB. So here we go. Let's see if we can get some of this video lined up with the dialogue.
Larger breeds just.
Let me just get all this audio out of here. My microphone was super loud that day for some reason. Okay.
Larger breeds just tie their leash to this post on the concrete.
So don't even really need that line because I don't have the post and the concrete shot. Perhaps it was shot with the GoPro camera. Let me just have a quick look at the GoPro footage. So no, we didn't really get any of the bass shots with the GoPro footage. So here we go. Back to it.
Leash to this post on the concrete and use the hose, but take the sprayer off. Don't spray the dog.
Right? Ruben's Nest? Right? Aren't they adorable? I mean, are you kidding me? How can everyone not want a puppy? I don't know.
Breeds just tie their leash to this post on the concrete.
So I'm gonna get rid of that.
Looking for something special? Go on our wish list. We will call you if we get it in. This is our bathing station.
So that's all I need right there.
Smaller breeds you can do in the tub. Larger breeds just tie their leash to this post on the concrete and use the hose, but take the sprayer off. Don't spray the dog. They may not like it.
You know, I could keep it in there. It's informative, and I do have a lot of B-roll, so I think I'll keep it in there for now.
Larger breeds just tie their leash to this post on the concrete.
I gotta find that shot. If not, well, let's see.
Smaller breeds you can do in the tub. Larger breeds just tie their leash to this post on the concrete and use the hose, but take the sprayer off. Don't spray the dog. They may not like it. Most of our dogs do enjoy...
All right. It's going to go bye-bye. I'm just going to cut it out. So, oops.
You can do in the tub. Larger breeds just tie their leash to this post in the tub. Most of our dogs...
Let me just see if one more time with my MVI camera here. Did I get that? If I got that post shot, then we'd be okay. But I don't remember shooting it. I remember shooting a washer and dryer. So if it was, it would be somewhere in here. No. Just don't see it. Oop, those are back to the SSMs. MVI, here we go. I just don't have the shot. I just don't think I have it. Let's see. All right, well, there's a pole right there, so perhaps I can insert that shot. Let me just see what it looks like. It looks a little shaky.
This is puppy magnet. There's so many puppies.
Yeah. Okay. So I got a few seconds I can use right here. Right there. Right before Donica starts jumping with joy. So coming in about here. Coming out there. Let's see if that works.
Station. Smaller breeds you can do in the tub. Most of our dogs do enjoy getting a bath. Some of them may have been out stray for a while and they're really stinky and it just makes them to get it in. This is our bathing station. Smaller breeds you can do in the tub. Most of our...
All right, I'm just going to leave it out. I'm just tired of fighting it.
Smaller breeds you can do in the tub. Most of our dogs... The connection to...
Okay, so I'm going to lay it right down here. Cover that jump cut. This will be my first clip.
You can do in the tub. Most of our dogs do enjoy getting a bath. Some of them may have...
Okay, so that's good for that one.
Stray for a while and they're really stinky and it just makes them feel better. And they just love the connection too with the human.
Okay, and that's a perfect B-roll for that. Now I'm just going to take this reverse shot here as a cutaway to be able to get to my next shot, if that makes any sense. Just a quick reversed angle. And then I'm going to go back to that. And then Donica shot.
You can do in the tub. Most of our dogs do enjoy getting a bath. Some of them may have been out stray for a while and they're really stinky and it just makes them feel better. And they just love the connection too with the human, touching them, making them feel good, making them smell good. It's a really good time too to cuddle and hold pup. Time too to cuddle.
All right, so we got cuddling and holding puppies. So cutting that down. This shot with Donica, this doesn't make sense. This is before the bath.
Bathing station.
All right, we'll just go right here with that one.
Smaller breeds you can do in the tub.
All right.
This is our bathing station. Smaller breeds you can do in the tub. Most of our dogs do enjoy getting a bath. Some of them may have been out stray for a while and they're really stinky and it just makes them feel better. And they just love the connection too with the human, touching them, making them feel good, making them smell good. It's a really good time too to cuddle and hold puppies after.
All right, cuddling and holding puppies after. We got a good shot for that.
It's a really good time too to cuddle and hold puppies after. You know, rub them up in a nice warm towel and coo and coddle them.
All right.
If you're
and boom, coo and coddle them. So I got this one last shot. This is kind of like the best shot here, and we're gonna finish up here right at this scene here, and then I'll show you what we've done today as a review here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you, Ruben's Nest. Go visit Ruben's Nest channel, YouTube channel. They have a fantastic, very informative, very thoughtful show. Go check it out, Ruben's Nest. All right, and so here we go. This is everything we've worked on today in the last hour, starting about right here. So enjoy it.
Or you can take one of the kitties out of the silver kennels over into the play area, and I will train you on how to do that and properly hold a kitty so they can't get loose and so they relax, especially if a dog barks. This is Adoption Row for Dogs. This is where all the fun happens. This is where dogs are you can take for a walk. Every pet has a kennel card, and this is all the information that we have on the pet. Shows the date they arrived, how they arrived, male, female, how old they are, whether they're adoptable, and it also shows the veterinary care that they've had since they've been here. So the first time you're meeting a dog, you don't know what level of manners the dog has. I don't want you to put your...
So I need to cover here, so I'm going to just grab another placeholder like I did before. This placeholder here. Copy it, paste it here, and I'm just gonna make it a short one, but I know now when I see that I have to cover that with something.
Here. So the first time you're meeting a dog, you don't know what level of manners the dog has. I don't want you to put your fingers through. You're gonna break a little piece off and kind of toss it under and see how the dog takes it. Are they really excited to grab it and they might accidentally get your fingers too? Keep tossing it under. If they...
I'm gonna move this back and give BB a little bit more room on that.
Two, keep tossing it under. If they sit or they take it really nicely, it's probably okay to put your fingers through to give them a treat. So we don't just have dogs and cats. We've got ducks. Sometimes we do have farm animals as well. If you're looking for something special, go on our wish list. We will call you if we get it in. This is our bathing station. Smaller breeds you can do in the tub. Most of our dogs do enjoy getting a bath. Some of them may have been out stray for a while and they're really stinky and it just makes them feel better. And they just love the connection too with the human, touching them, making them feel good, making them smell good. It's a really good time too to cuddle and hold puppies after. You know, rub them up in a nice warm towel and coo and coddle them. If you're used...
Boom. That's beautiful. That's a great shot. I think I'm just gonna, this shot right here, this shot should be kind of in slow motion. So I'm gonna slow this shot down for effect. to end this little segment. We go right on to another segment. We're going to do that on the next session. But I just think it gives a little dramatic effect here.
Warm towel and coo and coddle them. If you're using a hook leash...
Hey, be right there, buddy. Just going to bring it in a little bit later. You can view through the window.
And coo and coddle them. If you're using a hook leash...
Okay, so that's the segment, guys, right there. We did about, I don't even know, we did, let's see, 3:55. We started here at 2:30, so that's about a minute and 30 seconds to an hour. Thank you. That is a great shot, isn't it? And she deserves it. She's a wonderful woman, and I'm glad that she gets that kind of love from those puppies. But a minute and 30 seconds or so, 2 minutes, whatever. It took us an hour. I'm revising my estimates constantly. At first, I thought an hour to a minute. Then the other day, I said, well, it's probably 2 hours to a minute. But right now, I'm thinking it's at least 3 hours for every minute of finished piece, and it could be more by the time I'm finished. Now, keeping in mind, this is not a scripted show, not very scripted. So there is a lot of kind of on-the-fly editing going on while this is happening, but, you know, that's just the way it goes when you're making this kind of television. Guys, thanks so much for joining me on this episode, which is Cutty EDITS, episode CTV59, Puppy Love, Session 2. And on the next session, we're going to go ahead and continue working on this Junior Pal program segment. So, guys, for now, as I make my timeline smaller here and show you all of these edits that we made today, enjoy the rest of your day or evening or morning, wherever you're at. And thank you for tuning in. And aloha and ahui ho.